Don't start whispering.
ASMR opening.
Yeah,
Okay, take your sips.
You explain.
No, I want to see the reactions first.
Ooh.
Right?
That's pretty good. That tastes like sour apple candy. It's pretty
Except it's not
It's got
super
more
sour and it's not super sweet. It's tart, right? Like,
good.
So anyways, this is the Thrashed Apple Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... So I will say this, it's not my favorite Mountain Dew I've ever had, but it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
You should
I
probably
could
pull your
drink
chair
this.
closer.
Oh, yeah.
It is good. And if you notice my can collection here,
Yeah, I
I
do.
stacked them in order from favorite to least.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, because the Liberty Brew is crap.
Liberty Brew is
Liberty
garbage.
Brew is bad. They tried to come out with that the year after they did Dew SA, and everybody was like, screw you,
Nah.
bring the Dew SA back.
Dew SA
And what
is
did they
where
do?
it's
They
at.
brought it back.
Because Liberty Brew was every single Mountain Dew all dumped into one vat, basically.
It was
Ugh.
great. Not great.
I choked down that can of Dew. It was pretty rough.
It's a tear rolling down your eye as you're finishing
A
it.
single tear.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
Anyways, today we had some very important video game lore to discuss, because that's an important topic.
We're discussing lore. I did not come prepared.
No, it was
I
not
did not come
lore.
prepared for
No,
that either.
We have nothing to add to a lore conversation that we can't. Anyways, we're going to talk about Dark Souls, because Jared and I both played it for the first time this year, and Jared just finished it.
Just finished it. Like a month and a half ago. But yeah. Just played it, just
been
finished
like
it.
It's been like maybe 2 weeks.
Has it? Guys,
Yeah.
this has been a heck of a month.
We were at your house when you started it maybe a month ago.
I was in your house with Anne
You were
Orlando.
not there
When you
when
were
I
playing
started
in-
Well,
it.
like a
I was
little
not far-
after.
When you
I
were
had-
in Anne Orlando, I was there.
That's true.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I had dumped hours into it just because I was enjoying exploring and stuff. But yeah, that's correct. Sorry, it's been a wild month, guys. It's been a wild month.
That's fair.
true. Jared's on Percocet right now, so
I'm coming off it. I'm fine, guys. I'm fine.
Hashtag
Percocet.
opiademic or however you're supposed to say that.
Opidemic.
Opidemic.
Is that how it's
Yeah.
spelled on the billboard? I don't know.
Don't worry, he's not actually addicted. That was all a joke.
Yeah, no,
You
I'm
just
fine.
had kidney stones.
I actually,
Or are you?
I actually hate this feeling. Once the pain is gone, I will gladly dump these down the toilet. Like, they suck, dude.
Good for you.
I hate foggy brain. I'm all about freedom of choice. Anyways. Dark Souls.
Yeah, so Dark Souls.
Okay, so like I said, I was kind of going on this quest of playing lots of games that are like revered as great that I've never played, and Dark Souls started that a year ago for me. That game took me like 4 months, mostly because I took a break of like 2 months in the middle of it, and I moved and everything during that time. So
Yeah,
it was a very long process before I finally one day was like, I'm gonna finish Dark Souls, and I finished it like that day. But because I was at Nito, he was the last person I had to fight. And I was like
Oh,
moving,
bad,
and like The Last of Us 2 came out. There's all this other stuff that I was like, I'm gonna take a break from Dark Souls because I'm raging on this game hard right now.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways,
so it's that. And I'm currently playing Dark Souls 3. I also been playing BioShock.
Is that one? It's kind of
We're
been on
gonna-
my radar. Maybe
We're gonna need to
try.
talk about BioShock at some
the
point.
trilogy's on
That's
sale
on-
right now on the Nintendo store, so
It's
I've been
on-
thinking about buying
It's
it.
on Game Pass, isn't it?
No,
Is it not?
I got BioShock Remastered on sale on Steam for super cheap, and
Anyways.
it's cool. Anyways, Dark Souls. So I don't even know where to start talking about Dark Souls. And what really can we even add that hasn't been
Yeah,
said?
I was about to say, the only thing we can add to this is just our own personal experiences, because Dark Souls is like probably
It's up there in the most
The-
talked about.
most defining game of the last decade.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
definitely
Probably
up there.
definitively
I
the
think Dark
most
Souls kind of single-handedly killed hack
and slash games.
games, hacker slashers.
hacker
You
slashers.
stab computer hackers.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not talking about Call of Duty.
Yeah, Dark Souls is amazing. So yeah, like you said, there's not a whole lot we can add to the conversation other than just our own personal experiences. And playing it 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. It just had its 10-year birthday like a
Last
month
time we
ago.
were
Last time we
recording.
recorded.
Yeah, playing it 10 years after it came out for the first time, minus any sort of bias, I can probably say it is absolutely lived up to the 10 years of hype. It was a really, really,
It's a masterpiece.
really good game.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I think we both played the remastered version, so obviously the
Well,
graphics looked a little bit better, but
I played it on the Switch.
I'm pretty sure the remaster on the
I am
Switch
positive
is just a port from the
whoever
original
the
game.
fetch slap remastered on that. The only thing that's remastered about it is probably just that you buy it and it comes with the Artorias of the Abyss DLC.
Well, your frame rates aren't total, but
my frame rates are they're okay.
They're not as bad as
they're not as bad as it was at launch. Yeah, but like graphical fidelity and everything. Just,
okay,
they're all absolutely.
Well,
the same
I
as when
played
they
it on
launched.
remastered, and it definitely. I've seen videos of what the original looked like, and they definitely did a good job making it look better and holding up for the long run. I think that these graphics that they got it up to will keep it alive for as long as people will keep playing it at this point. I don't think it'll ever be like, wow, these graphics are really bad. You know, like
Yeah.
It's good enough that like, oh, this was 60 years ago this was made. Wow, this looks really good for, despite it being 60
Yeah,
years
it'll
old.
stay alive for a long time.
It'll be
Absolutely.
around.
Dark Souls is going to be talked about forever, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a heck of a game, dude.
Okay, so let's what okay, how do I even ask this question? What would you say is your favorite part about the game? Because we've all played this years after. Okay, I should preface. Let me tell you my first experience with Dark Souls. It was 2016. Dark Souls 3 had come out. 2016. Yeah.
So
My friend who I was Xbox like home sharing with at the time, had bought the game because he was really interested in it. So I downloaded it and went through like, the 10 minutes of making the character creator and got into the game. I spent maybe 10 minutes in the game. I got trashed by like the stupid starter guys.
like the hollows with the slight amount of armor on them.
In Dark Souls 3, they're like in these cloaks,
in 3.
and they've got like these knives.
Oh
Yes,
my
no,
gosh!
This is Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
Dark Souls 3. And I got to a bonfire, and then I just kept getting killed with these guys. So I ran past all of them and got to the boss, and I was like, I've heard Dark Souls, like the boss fights is what we're here for, is the boss fights. That's why you play Dark Souls. The dude trashed me. Like one hit, done, and I rage quit. I have never rage quit anything so hard in my entire life. I quit the game and I uninstalled it, and I said, screw this game series, I don't want anything to do with it.
And that was censored.
Yes.
And here we are 6 years later making a podcast to talk
5 years
about
later,
it.
it's 2020.
2021.
Everybody's no.
Oh, 2020.
5 years later, it's
And it's
2020, and I am like dying of insanity, like we all were, going stir crazy. And I was also working a job where I just did not feel challenged, so I wanted to do something challenging. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy Dark Souls. It's like $20 on Amazon. I'm going to give this the good old college try. Oh, man. I'm so glad I did, because it's amazing, and I totally understand now
Yes.
the hype of it all.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I felt the same way when I started in Dark Souls 1 at the beginning in the Asylum area, and I was, like, starting to get things figured out and, like, playing the game. I was like, I can already understand how frustrating this game is going to be when they get about 100 times harder than this. And the first boss fight in Dark Souls, at that point I had figured out it was honestly a breeze. It wasn't very hard at all.
The Silent Demon's not too
'Cause
Yeah, Asylum Demon
is pretty easy. All you have to do is just like, oh, he attacks you in the front and has like one backwards attack. So
Yeah, and
just,
if you
like,
start
get
him
behind and
with
smack
the plunging attack, that
Yeah,
takes
then he's
off
already,
such
like,
a
half
massive
dead.
chunk
like
of his
like a
health.
third of his health.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
super duper easy. I mean, there's a reason why there are challenges of people literally going in naked, break their armor, and break the sword, and see if they can kill the Asylum demon when you deal like 2 damage.
Dude.
If you're two-handing it, I think it's 3 damage.
Yeah.
There are people that speed run that. I've
Side
seen
note,
it.
yeah, speed runs of this game are nutty.
Wild.
You're talking about One Bros too, where they do the entire game without leveling up.
No.
You never heard of that?
That is
Yeah, it's
insane.
called a one Bro playthrough where you never level up.
Oh my god.
Dude.
So you can get
Of
better
Dark
gear and
Souls?
stuff, but you never level up.
That is savage.
Oh man.
You'd be so heavy.
Or there was also a guy who, like, 2 years ago or something like that, did a playthrough where he did Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, all the way through, no hits.
and Sekiro.
Oh, screw him.
No hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
He did the guy. It was
oh.
like right before Sekiro came out. He did this.
Oh, okay.
And the first time he did it, he made it to the final boss of Dark Souls 3, got hit,
started all over.
ended his stream. came back like 2 days later, started all the way back at the beginning of the first Dark
That
Souls.
is dedication, my dude.
No hit.
And you know what?
run.
I think we could say that Dark Souls has inspired a lot of dedication. When it comes to speed running, when it comes to like the challenges people make out of it.
It really is
you've seen a
interesting
lot
how
of
much
dedication.
of a challenge it is, and how... Because you asked what was your favorite part of the game.
Yeah.
I loved a lot of that game. Like, I hated it very often.
Like you, Dark Souls.
Yeah, so often, like, Darlie would just hear me from, like, the other room just yell, "This game sucks!" Because
Now put it up!
It was just
Now!
so annoying. Like, Anne Orlando was so annoying. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
The stupid bow guys.
yeah, because of the bow guys.
Yeah,
That's
screw
exactly
those
what I was
bow guys.
thinking of.
Oh.
That was horrible.
Those guys are dicks.
And then,
When I did my second part of
Um,
that, I went right past it because I figured it out. But
yeah, and then
Sucks.
the Bed of Chaos, I called you. I was actually on
That's
the,
right.
I was on the phone with you both times I did that. And the first playthrough of that, yeah, I was like, I've been doing this for 2 hours and I'm going to kill myself.
In a
You need to
game
come
that
find
is
me.
in
2 hours it took you for the Bed of Chaos?
Yes, dude.
the Bed of Chaos is the
Listen.
most. Okay,
It is. It's
It is a
garbage.
game,
Garbage.
in a game that is full of fantastic game design and gameplay and everything. The Bed of Chaos
And
is
learning curve.
objectively the worst design part of that entire game.
It's
I
so
100% agree.
It's
so
garbage.
horrible. The
I remember doing it and I was like, oh. Because it took me several times. And there's... The other thing that sucks about it is there's no bonfire close. It is always a hike to
Yeah,
get to the
you're
Bed of
running
Chaos.
through lava past all the octopus demon things.
Or you can
and-
open up that other path and you have to run like for 10 minutes with hardly no enemies, but it's like such a long run to get there.
It's not. It's horrible.
I actually
It
don't even know what
sucks.
this other path you're talking about.
There
There's
is
a
another
way
path.
to cut it back towards
There's a shortcut to
a
the
shortcut.
Don't
to the-
listen
where you
surprise me.
kill what's
spider
his
lady.
face.
I'm not Quaylag. I'm not
Yes.
surprised that I didn't find all the
Anyways.
shortcuts.
At any rate, my favorite part of the game was at the very end of the game when I finally beat Gwen. I legitimately, like, had not felt that much joy in months.
Since before you started
Yeah.
it.
Like, I'm not even, like, I probably beat it in, like, 3 weeks. Because I was pretty dedicated to it. But I felt so accomplished. Like, I just threw both of my hands in the air. And for 3 minutes straight, all I could do was say, I beat Dark Souls. Which is this massive smile on my face. To the point where Darlie was actually, like, kind of annoyed. She was like, how is this the most joyful experience you've had in the last months? Like, I've done so much for you. And I was like,
clap back.
no,
with,
listen,
why don't you
I
done
love
anything
you.
better for me?
Yeah, like, but this was so... It just felt so good. Because it was so hard. It was just such a massive hurdle. And, like, I didn't feel like... Like, sometimes you talk about, like, you don't actually get anything out of playing a video game, right? Like, it's not like I got stronger for it or anything, like, physically.
Sure.
But I actually felt so
Accomplished.
accomplished
Yeah.
when I had finished that game.
Yeah, and honestly, that plays right into my favorite thing about it, too, was right after you finish the game, it right away throws you into New Game Plus, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing
And then it
this.
whoops your butt again.
No, that's the thing.
Oh, no?
I got into it, and immediately I was like, I feel like from, like, imagining my first experience in the asylum, where I spent maybe 20 minutes to get through it, because I spent a good 15 of it trying to figure out how to get that ring on the staircase to find out, oh, I have to come back here later to get that. But anyways, my point is, I spent so much time on that and figuring it out and figuring out, oh, these are the controls, and this is how I want to set up my Elite controller and stuff so that my buttons make sense for me, and, like,
Flex on those poor people.
sorry,
Jared.
I set it up as the bumper so I could do light attack and I could hold block without it. Just worked for me. It just
Whatever.
worked. I don't know.
Whatever.
It felt good. So, anyways, I just remember then getting back in there and being like, you know, when you first run in on the asylum demon to escape, and it's like, oh, you need to run so you can go get a sword and stuff to go fight him again.
Did you just
I
not?
killed him right there and left because
I
I
did
was
that
like,
too.
I got this figured out. And then what did I do for the next maybe hour? I made as much progress as it probably took me about a week and a half the first time I played.
Yeah.
Because I knew, not only did I know what to do and where to go and stuff, But that sense of like, I absorbed all of this and I got good because I got beat by these things 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And now I'm the thing they have to fear. Like, I'm gonna go kill them first shot.
The only thing they fear is you.
Exactly. I wasn't stuck with Dark Souls. Dark Souls was stuck with me. Like, I was able to just
I wish that was
feel...
actually the case, but Dark Souls can still always get you.
I understand. I haven't played the third one yet or anything. But my point was, that sense of accomplishment is what I felt after I finished. And I was like, I just got through so much that took me so long before. I obviously learned something.
Yeah.
And now I can do this. Now I'm parrying every enemy and just slapping them in the face.
I will say, too, it became very apparent to me. Like, I already knew what a big influence it had. And I'd played sort of Souls-like games before without even having played Dark Souls. Like, I went in and played Breath of the Wild again. And played the Trials of the Sword on Master Mode. Like, right after I finished Dark Souls. And I parried every single hit. Just because of how much experience I had in Dark Souls parrying.
Come to think of it, the controls are really... And the combat is very similar.
Well...
Breath of the Wild is not as punishing as
it's
Dark
not
Souls
as punishing.
is.
God of War is a lot more that way than anything. Yeah.
Well, I haven't played God of War yet.
Just because...
We've talked about this. It's on our radar. You're going to let me borrow your PlayStation.
Oh my gosh, the look Scott is getting
right
now.
I was going to play it the last time that we were doing... That I was playing Last of Us 2. It was on my radar to
this is
next.
known. We know
and
this
because
we
just
forgot.
You need to give it back so you can play the Sekiro DLC, which I haven't heard anything about. So I'd love to hear about that later.
It was Tsushima.
Or Tsushima.
It was great.
But regardless, we had talked about
hard.
you're going to give it to me again at some point, and we'll do that.
Zelda's combat really is the same as it was in Ocarina of Time. But
sure, okay.
Just way more refined.
Just a lot better, yeah. But at any rate, it made me a better gamer, which felt cool. Because I was like, yeah, I feel like I can take on any video game now, which just is a fun feeling, so.
Yeah. So I guess now we can talk about... Scott, tell me about Nito.
What about him?
Well, you just said that it took you forever.
No, it actually didn't. It was just when I had been playing through the game, I'd been playing it for probably a month and a half, like every day, basically, for a month and a half. And then I got to Nito and I died a few times, and it was just kind of at that point where it was like, I need to take a break from the game. That is purely what it was.
Sure. Okay.
It was, I just need to take a break. Like,
so here's another good conversation question then. Who was your favorite boss in the first Dark Souls?
Favorite, huh? Honestly, one boss I really liked, I don't even know its name because I beat it first try. It's that like lava scorpion thing you face. You know what I'm talking about?
oh, I hated that.
I don't even know what it's called. It's like chaos something. It's in its
the one where you have to have all the lava protection.
all the lava's around you. You have to find the safe place to fight him because you get the lava ring from killing him. I liked that fight a lot.
It's a fun fight.
It was fun to figure out, and I had looked at, because I had looked at a guide or two. I didn't look at it specifically for that boss fight, but they had mentioned in an early one for the gargoyle, because man, I needed help on that one. Because I was like, oh, I'm just slow was my problem. So lowered my equip load and that was fine. Sure. At that point, I learned it was like, oh, pretty much every boss in the game, if they have a tail that sticks out, you can cut it off and get a special weapon.
Yeah, tail's the weak spot.
And I was like, oh, cool. So when I got to that part, it was cool to like fight him in such a confined space because I'm backed against the wall or lava, and be like, I need to cut his tail off. And this boss specifically is the only boss when you cut his tail off, his tail fights back.
Yeah, just
for a second. It's a little screw you because you've been cutting off 4 or 5 bosses' tails at this point. It's like, oh, you think you're safe on this one? So I cut it off and I was like, why isn't it letting me pick it up? And then it attacked me and I screamed. And so I smacked it once and now it died and sure I got the weapon. But I found that boss a lot of fun just because of how much it restricted your movement, which is something that you often have to use to your advantage in a lot of Dark Souls fights.
Yes.
Is where you place the boss when you go in for
Dark Souls is all about positioning.
Exactly. And so that positioning being as limited as it was really interesting to have to figure out, oh, I have to like make a Sui run to get somewhere where I can actually fight this guy and then work close to them. And yeah, I didn't use Solaire for that fight.
Okay.
I didn't want to because I figured out that if I use Solaire, I can pretty much get any boss down to like half health. before he dies, and I have to take him on his own. And I didn't feel really good about that after the first boss or two, so I stopped using the followers.
Sure.
The only
'Cause I
boss I
wanted to do
actually
it.
summoned someone for was Smog and
Ornstein.
Yeah.
yeah, the only ones. My actual favorite boss is, what is it called? Where you're...
The Gaping Dragon.
Yes!
Yeah?
That's the one. I loved the Gaping Dragon fight.
Oh yeah? How much did you like
Really?
the Gaping Dragon, Scott?
I don't know why. It was just the... I don't know. I think it was just... that was the moment where I was like, I freaking love this game. Where it was like... just shut up. You're so immature.
I'm sorry.
I love, because I'm like walking out there and I'm like, this is obviously a boss arena.
Oh,
right? So I'm
obvious.
walking down there and I'm like looking around, I'm like,
Where is it?
what is coming for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know something's gonna happen, so you're just like so on edge, and then all of a sudden this horrifying monster comes crawling up over the edge, and I'm just like, like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But I actually really liked that boss fight, and I think it's because it was the first boss fight where because I feel like a lot of times in Dark Souls, getting a boss in the first run is great, but I never go into a Dark Souls boss like, I'm going to kill him on the first try. If I've never seen this boss before, I'm like, I am going into this to learn as many of the moves as I can to try to figure
And
out the
probably
moveset.
die while I try
Yes.
to go in. Yeah.
And that's the first few times, and then I start figuring out, and then you refine your process as you fight it.
Yeah.
The Gaping Dragon was the one where, in that first encounter I was in there, I think I got it down to, like, a third of its health. Within that first, like, opening, trying to learn its moves, just staying back and watching it. And that was the moment for me where the whole game just kind of clicked, where I was like, I know what I'm doing, I know how the game works, I know the strategies, I know what to look for. And it was great. I feel like I would have really liked Gwyn if he wasn't so easy to kill with parrying, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it was like he was whooping my butt, and then I looked it up, and so I played the entire... This is important. I played the entire game having never parried a single enemy because I couldn't
think I had
figure it
parried
out,
once.
and I was
Yeah.
like, meh. I'll just get a good shield and block everything. Boost my stamina so I can just block everything. It
Yeah.
worked for me
It works for pretty much the whole game. That's
until
what
I
did.
got into Gwyn, and then I was looking... And I think it's important to know, I told you guys, there's no shame in looking up strategies on how to fight a boss. I didn't start looking up where to go in the game. I had probably been playing the game for 2.5 weeks before I started actually looking up
Yeah.
things, because I wanted to fight, like, just do as much as I could on my own.
Yeah.
And yeah, so anyways, I didn't learn how to parry until I looked up what to do about Gwyn. They're like, he's super easy if you parry him. And I'm at this point where I'm like, I just want to finish this dumb game. Like, I love this game, but I'm done with it. Like, this has been a part of my life for 4 months. I'm ending this. So I spent like 3 hours learning how to parry against the Dark Knights on your
On the
way
way
to
up
fight
to him.
Gwyn,
Yeah.
and then just trashed him.
Yep.
They are very good training, actually.
They are for
it.
Gwyn.
Yeah.
Too.
Fun fact, the boss I'm stuck on in Dark Souls 3 right now is
The Gwyn you can't
separates the boys from the men. He's tough. Parrying him, though, is the way to go. So I am now learning how to parry in Dark Souls 3
That's
because
funny.
of this boss.
That's funny.
Because I played like 30 hours of the game and still don't know how to parry.
Where did
That's
that bring
funny.
you? Back to me.
Yeah, I think
He doesn't have a
Gwyn...
fire sword.
Gwyn isn't... Well, he's a really good boss. He is a good boss because he's very aggressive.
Yeah.
and-
Right, I feel
so
like
you need to be very skilled at it.
I feel like if I had to learn how to actually fight him,
Without the parrying.
he would be my favorite
But
boss.
even if you don't, thematically, I think he's still a great boss because it's like
Oh, for sure.
the music in it is so
It is.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, the
it's
music
just
in
like-
all of Dark Souls.
The music
is
in
just
all of it's really
so
good, but it's cool because like there's hardly ever music. It's usually just ambient noise until you get to boss fights. But that
Yeah.
one is like just really,
It feels very final.
it's very like sad almost.
Yeah.
like wistful.
Yeah.
And that's
Wistful.
wistful.
Wow. Look that one up.
Is that a
boys and
good word?
girls.
Yeah, anyways, I like Gwyn a lot. I
Yeah.
could talk about the lore of this game for a pretty long time.
One thing about Gwyn I really liked too is in learning how to fight it, because I was kind of the same deal as Scott. I didn't really learn how to parry until very late in the game, and yes, I had to do a lot of practice on every single Black Knight leading up to him. It probably took me maybe 3 or 4 times on Gwyn, just because every single time I walked up, I killed every knight and I practiced parrying, and by the time I figured out parrying, it was the first try. Because it's very, very simple. When he stands up from doing it, he does the exact same attack every single time.
Yeah,
If you're
so
standing
once you
like
parry,
and it's the easiest.
if you parry
ever.
him once, then you've finished it. So.
Exactly. So very, very easy. But one thing I will point out in the process of learning that, and knowing I had to learn to parry eventually, he has that one lunge attack that he does to close the distance.
That's terrifying.
That attack is perfectly in sync with the attack that he does where he grabs you and explodes you. It is perfectly in like the distance and everything that if you don't dodge immediately from standing up, he will slap you again. Like, so he is a very well-designed boss. He is meant to be punishing. It's just really sad that he had that one fatal flaw. Because like Scott says, I think he'd be a really interesting boss to have to actually
Dark
figure
Souls
out.
3.
You fight him except you can't parry.
No, it's not him.
But it's something like him.
The second phase of the boss is it's Gwyn's exact moveset, but you cannot parry him.
Exactly. So I'm excited to eventually do that, to actually learn it.
I'm not.
But
because Dark Souls is so much,
I am and I'm
so
not.
much faster.
Yeah, that'll be scary. I think they kind of fixed that with Artorias. I don't know if you did the DLC at all.
I don't know how to start it or anything.
He is just as aggressive as Gwyn, except he's really hard to parry.
Once you kill the Hydra, there's that lady at the lake. Like way.
Yeah, I know.
And
you killed the golden
You have
girl.
to
I did that on my first.
You have to
playthrough.
talk to her and then leave and come back, and there's a portal there that takes you to.
But the portal doesn't even appear unless you've gone to the Duke's archives, and there is one crystal golem at the very beginning of that you get the necklace from.
Oh.
But you can't get the necklace from it until you freed the girl.
So did
it's like
that on
free
my
the
first
girl,
playthrough.
kill the golem, get the necklace, go back, go into the portal.
Then you time travel back in time to Ulasil.
It's very what this leads into, because my favorite boss in the
Souls,
game
take it with me, but...
is an optional boss in the DLC, and it is just a dragon. Straight up black dragon. It's like Kamut or something.
Which, by the way, there's a dragon at the beginning of the game in the Undead Parish. You can shoot his tail off and you get the sword.
Drake.
The Drake there. I never killed the Drake, now that I think about it. You don't need to. There's nothing back there, is there?
There's a covenant back there.
There's a covenant back there, yeah.
Oh, well, screw that.
There's the Sun Bros covenant.
Yeah, man. That's how
where
you
you
become
get the Solaire emote.
That's
Praise
very
the sun.
important. Yeah, that's the covenant I'm in.
I remember seeing
the
that
problem
there was
with the
a
Drake
bonfire
is
back there.
it's really hard to do until you get to New Game Plus, because you have to have such crazy high fire resistance to be able to fight the Drake.
Yeah, it's hard. But anyway, so that was my favorite boss, was because it's just this black dragon, and it's really fun and it's really challenging. And it breathes fire like crazy, and it breathes this super dank black fire, which looks pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, that was I don't know. I don't have anything to say about it other than just that. Like I had to try a lot of times. I mean, walking out of there just being like, I just slayed a dragon. That felt pretty good. That was pretty cool.
What's the boss you guys spent the most time on?
Besides Bed of Chaos?
But Bed of Chaos doesn't count. For those
boss.
listening, it's literally a boss that you have to hit 3 times. It's just the room just screws you over. The ground falls out.
I don't
it
consider
has a
the Bed of
flame
Chaos
arm.
a boss.
It's not really a boss. It's an obstacle, and it is
I
quite the
hate it.
obstacle.
It's a
so
platforming
much.
section.
It's a platforming
And
section.
it's in a game not built for platforming.
No, in a game where you can't jump unless you're sprint. It's so stupid.
with the worst jump ever.
Anyways, so not
I just hate it so much.
besides Bed of Chaos, what boss made you do that? That's what I want to know.
4 Kings.
4 Kings.
Because on my because I did
I rage quit 4 Kings a few times.
Yeah, I did New Game Plus, and on New Game Plus, there's a specific covenant. Not on New Game Plus, just in general, but that you have to kill the 4 kings before you place the Lord Vessel to become part of this covenant.
How do you do that?
You just have to get the Abyss Walker.
So you just have to get the Abyss Walker ring. So you can still warp, because, well, you know, you have the Lord Vessel, you just can't place it at Firelink.
Oh, okay.
But even then, you can...
But I thought you couldn't get to that boss until you...
No, you can do it. It's not locked behind it. You can do it like first thing in the game. Like the first thing you do is just run and get the ring so that you can go there. You can just go into New Londo Ruins and do it.
but it's all...
The Four Kings aren't blocked by...
Oh, but you can get into the ruins. Oh, I guess that's true. They're not blocked by barriers.
Yeah, they're not blocked by barriers.
I get it.
It's not like
now
the
that I'm thinking
archives
about it.
where there's...
Yeah, at any rate.
Yeah.
So I did that. Turns out, I looked it up. They're considered widely to be the hardest boss in New Game Plus because they have so much more health. And if you don't kill one in 60 seconds, another one shows up. And fun fact, it says it's 4 kings. That's some BS.
There's 5.
It can spawn up to 6.
It can spawn 6.
Uh-huh.
It could probably even spawn 7. I never got past that because I had 6 at once at one point, and it was just, oh my gosh. So it was horrible. I was trying to do that, and I had to go like humanity farm for a while because I was trying to summon this witch to help me with it, but she doesn't help hardly at all.
She just takes aggro from like the one.
Well, like
that's
she
on its
doesn't.
way
It
to
doesn't
you.
even matter because they swing so wide that they'll hit you even when they're aiming for her. And in fact, it makes it even worse because she stands at a distance because she's a sorcerer. And for that boss, the closer you are, the less damage their hits do. The tip of their sword does a lot more damage.
It can pretty
So
much
she takes, exactly, like Marth. So she takes max damage, and then while you're trying to heal, he's like swinging at her, and then the tip of his sword just like barely nicks you and takes off like all of your health.
Yeah.
It was a horrible boss. I probably spent I had a day off because I had finished all my homework and I wasn't working at the time. I probably spent 8 hours in one day on that boss and did not finish
That's the amount of time it took me to do all the Valkyries in God of War.
Yeah, it was horrible. And I didn't even beat it that day.
Oh,
So
ouch.
sucked.
So yeah, that's definitely your
That was my most time-consuming boss.
ouch.
I hate that boss with a passion. It's not very fun. Well, it's an okay fight. It's just really hard.
I mean, if we're including the time elapsed from when I started the boss versus when I finally killed it, it's neato. But
Yeah.
it only took me like 5 attempts. It just...
I'm talking like most attempts, like most
Like in
the most
time.
frustrating that you've spent on a boss, and then that
On a boss?
on a boss.
It's probably the Iron Golem. I was getting really
Really?
angry on the Iron Golem because I kept falling off the edge. And I was getting more... I was raging on the
Even
Iron
on
Golem.
New Game Plus, I died once and then killed him.
Thing is, the Iron Golem is so easy. It's just
The arena's
really
tough.
easy to lose track of yourself and roll off the edge and die. I died more times to rolling off the edge.
Not even that. I did it on New Game Plus a while ago because I did another.
No. The fire demon.
Oh. Really?
Oh, him?
The fire sage demon?
Yes.
Interesting.
The one that's the Asylum demon, but with the fire effect.
Oh, that was... I killed him first try, too.
I
Same
hated.
moveset as...
Yeah, same moveset, but the fire area of effects.
But it's the same deal as like when you go back to the asylum and face the one that's beneath.
Yeah, the basement one.
He does that same area of effect move and everything.
But it's just
That one was worse for me, but I see what you mean.
he's more aggro, and the arena is a pain because
the arena
roots
is a pain.
can
Yes.
really screw you up. Like,
Yes,
I
I agree there.
See, I think the arena was worse for the stray demon in the basement of the asylum, just because the arena's so small that no matter where you are, his area of effect will hurt you.
The stray one? No. The stray demon's area of effect is big, but you just need to stand behind him. You
Well, the
smack him
problem
in the
is-
butt, and when he goes to do the explosive, you just need to step back about 2 feet.
well, it just...
and it won't hurt you.
It depends on how heavy you are, I guess, because I was really heavy, so it was really hard to get out of the way in time.
Oh, I did like medium heavy the whole time.
I was pretty heavy the whole game. I wasn't fat rolling, but I was pretty close.
I was medium rolling the whole game.
I was always flirting with the line.
I never did. I wanted the roll.
After I did the
Sorcerer
gargoyle
was easy.
and I figured out that speed was the way, I was like, oh, this is probably something I should try to keep up with. And I really did figure out that Dark Souls is, if you're heavy, like, you can take more hits. You've got more room for error, but at the end of the day, you can maybe take one more hit from a boss, and it's not really worth it when
better
you
to
could have
get
avoided.
good.
Exactly. So that's something I figured out with the gargoyle is, speed really does dominate Dark Souls 1. Like, if you're quick and you can dodge, then you will win, like, almost every fight.
Oh, my sweet summer child. Just wait for Dark Souls 3.
I get that. I know Dark Souls 3
excited
is a
for
lot
that
more
game.
fast-paced.
I'm excited for
but-
it.
I will say, because I don't even know if I'm like halfway through that game or what. I think a lot of the bosses I fought in Dark Souls 3 I like more than the ones in the first game. The boss fights in Dark Souls 3 are awesome. Oh, follow up, right? Idix Gunner, the first boss that I rage quit on and uninstalled a game and was grumpy for days about. After beating Dark Souls, I went and fought him for the first time. First try.
Yeah.
First try.
Got him.
I didn't even have to use my Estus. I spanked him.
Good job.
That's good stuff.
I'm proud of you, bud.
I was just
That
going
was
to
a
top
good
it off
moment.
and say probably my least favorite boss was the Caco Demon? Is that what it is?
No, that's in Doom.
The Capra Demon.
Capra Demon.
Capra Demon.
Capra. Yeah.
I was like, Caco Demon sounds right. That is Doom. You're
That
right.
is Doom,
The
yes.
Capra Demon. And it's not even because the Capra Demon was hard.
It's 'cause the arena was
It's just
fun.
because the arena
The
was
first
so
time
bad.
is it's
No, I'll tell you.
No, here's the thing.
I'm in the middle
You
of-
can instantly dodge. He will still hit you on that first.
I'm in the
like,
middle
every time.
of a second playthrough of New Game Plus, and that boss killed me probably 10 times.
Yeah, it took
Just
me
because
probably 15 or 16
he hits really
tries.
hard and right at the beginning. But it's not even just that; it's the fact that he has the
dogs.
dogs with him as well.
Yeah,
So like your timing has to be perfect because you don't just have to dodge his.
you need to dodge the
You have
dog.
to dodge the dog that lunges at you,
'Cause he'll stun lock
and then
you.
still have your iframes so that you just miss his swing.
Yeah.
Because the dog will hit you first, and if it hits you before you
You're
roll,
damage locked and you're done.
you're damage locked and you're done.
Yeah,
It's a horrible fight. I hate it so much. And as a sorcerer, it was even worse because you have to take the time to charge the spell, and those dogs are just so fast.
yeah.
It's horrible.
I think the first
Being a sorcerer
time
is really fun, though.
it literally took me like you said, it
terrible.
was my worst boss. It's definitely the one I spent the most time on. It was the maybe 15 or 16 tries. The first time that I was able to slip past him, taking a little bit of damage, and get past the dog and run up the stairs, I killed both the dogs and I killed the boss that attempt.
Yeah.
Like the boss himself is not that
She's
difficult.
not that hard.
So that's why later, when you have to face more Capra demons and the lava place and
they're
stuff,
chumps because you
they're
have all that
chumps
space
because
to work
you
with.
have all that space, and I knew how to dodge his attacks perfectly.
Same thing with the Taurus or the Taurus,
Taurus
Demon.
Yeah.
demon.
Chump.
Same thing.
When it's just you in a big open
Super
space,
duper easy.
you're like,
It's
bring
just-
it on, slap your sword on their shield.
Those
Yeah.
arenas just sucked.
Yeah, he's
And
not
so
that bad.
it made the boss so difficult. So I remember when you guys told me when I talked about that, and I was explaining that to you guys, and you're like, "Oh, just you wait, they become an everyday enemy." I was really worried, and then I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I killed the first one, I was like, "This is easy. I can do this all day," because I've got so much space to work with.
Yeah, they're fun. So yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't have much more to say other than
I
that.
don't know either. We just really like Dark Souls.
It's a really fun game, and I would say if you are thinking about trying a video game, or if you're playing Dark Souls or playing video games and you've never played Dark Souls, you really should give it a try. I will fall into that.
I will
cliche
preface it
gladly.
though with you need to be committed and ready to die a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a reason why it's part of the canon that
You
can
have
die
to
and come
understand.
back, is 'cause
Yeah, you have
it
to.
takes a learning
You have
curve.
to. You have to understand and be really committed to failure is what will ultimately lead me to victory.
yeah.
Yeah.
And bear in mind too, when I said earlier I spent 8 hours on one boss, that was a fluke. So
Yeah. And again, that was New Game Plus.
Yeah.
That was a very specific boss.
like when I first went through the game, the first area, or not Asylum, but Undead Burg, which is basically the first
first
area
area
you
you
should
go to.
start with. You should in your first thing. You can go wherever you want, but that's what you should start with. I like grinded in that area for a while, just because I was having fun playing with it and beating the undead and just figuring out all the timing on my moves and everything.
Sure.
I think I beat that boss the first time.
the Taurus.
The Taurus demon
I
on the
definitely did
bridge.
not.
He did not get me. It was like my
And
third
even if I
attempt,
did
and
it,
I
it
was
was
like,
like
I
second
can
or
use this
third.
ladder.
It
Because I
wasn't.
climbed up there to kill those archers, then I was like,
Yeah, I could dive at him. Yeah, so like
I got killed by him several times before I was like, oh wait,
Yeah.
didn't they teach me something about this? And then I did the first dive attack, and I was like, I just need to do this like two
Yeah.
more times, and he's dead.
my favorite was figuring out how to do that, climbing up there and being like, okay, here I go. And then he jumps up, and I was like, like
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a really fun game. I had, besides just even the challenge of it, like I've had a lot of fun with it even after I'm at this point now where I'm doing this playthrough as a sorcerer. And it still is challenging, but it's not surprising anymore. Like I know what it's going to throw at me. So, and I like it for that, not only for the gameplay, but also just because the characters, I think, are really fun. The tone is fun.
Yeah.
I just like it. I just think it's a well-crafted game.
I like everybody's creepy laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could talk about, well, yeah, I'll just tell you guys after something.
Okay.
Well, no, I'll just mention it. That's too
That's why we
cryptic.
do a podcast.
It's not that exciting. But in this playthrough that I did as a sorcerer, the first time that because I did it in my first new game run through of it as a sorcerer, I decided I wanted to complete several of the characters' like storylines.
Sure.
But I kind of messed up, so I got Solaire, went insane, and I had to kill him.
So sad.
And
So you had like all the worst.
And Sigmire of Katarina, the Onion Man, Onion Boy.
Oh yeah,
My favorite person.
Yeah.
Love him.
He's great.
He also died in battle next to me.
I don't even know.
And
You know what Sigmire's other ending is?
yeah.
Because he dies still.
No, I know he doesn't have a.
He goes hollow.
Yeah, I know, but you don't kill him. You just find his body.
He goes hollow and dies because you lived out the adventure he'd wanted to live his
Yes,
entire
I know.
life.
It's very depressing. But I guess that's what I mean is I was so, like, actually... This is why I didn't want to say this on stream. I was legitimately sad. Like, when he died and then I went and had to go kill Solaire, I was legitimately upset.
Okay.
Like, I was very upset. Like, I went into Gwyn and I was like, I need to...
You, like, stood at the fog wall and turned around and were like,
yeah.
For Sigmire.
Yeah, and I was like, for Solaire, I was like, because you can summon Solaire for Gwyn.
Oh, yeah.
And I was planning to do that. I wanted to do that, but I messed up. I just...
You have to sink 30 humanity into it.
And there's
you don't have to. There's a way that you can cheese it.
Really?
Yes, there is. I'll tell you later. But
You can't save scum Dark Souls either. You're stuck with your consequences.
yeah, you are stuck with it. And so I went into Gwyn, and like in my head, I was like, I need to link the fire so the undead curse ends, so that this doesn't happen to somebody again. Because I was so sad.
Had plot motivation.
I was like, I had actual plot motivation. I'm like, these NPCs in this world need to not have their friends go insane and have to put them down.
You do know that's not what linking the fire does, right?
Well, that was part of the...
Was to end the undead
Part
curse.
of the...
It doesn't.
Well, I figure there's Dark Souls 3.
It does not end the undead curse because what's his butt? Frampt is a liar.
I know. Yeah,
Fun
well,
fact.
I can talk about the lore here for a long
I
time.
cannot,
But,
I
Yeah,
didn't
I started
watch-
watching lore videos this week.
I mean, maybe I'll get
listening
into
to them
it,
while I was
but-
working, and it's
good.
Dark Souls 3
Dark Souls 3 has some dank lore,
is
dude.
about raging against the dying of the light
It really is.
and how futile it is,
Yeah.
and I love it.
I watched all the cutscenes because there's 4 endings to
Yeah, I
Dark
did
Souls
too.
3.
Yep.
And like the one where you do the natural path of linking the fire is so interesting.
Because in the first game,
I don't understand much about it, really. Really?
We'll talk later.
I'm just
okay,
saying, like, the
because
lore-
you admitted something embarrassing you didn't want to admit on stream or on the podcast, whatever. I'll tell you why I have not played Skyrim again.
Oh no.
So we were talking about Skyrim a little bit before.
And they're giving me crap because I've
Wait,
only ever done one playthrough of Skyrim.
I know what it is.
You know exactly what,
I know
it
what
is.
it is.
I totally 100% in 2016 when the special edition came out.
Sure.
2017, I was still playing it in the midst of some crap I was dealing with a girl, Serana, whatever. Oh,
Vampire
man.
Lord.
Vampire Lady, the best companion. I like absolutely loved her because she was really good. Like, she's a good companion. She slaps stuff.
She does, and
She's that
she
ice
can't
spice.
die.
She's a great sorcerer.
She's
Yes.
a fantastic
and she can't
sorceress.
die, too.
I actually really liked her character. She can't die, but then you can't freaking marry her, and I was so freaking mad about it. I was so mad that I could not even cured her vampirism and couldn't marry her.
Hey, Scott, there's mods where you can...
I know. You want to know why I actually haven't
Dude, no,
buckled
that's
down and
a
downloaded it?
slippery slope. You can't start downloading Skyrim marriage mods. That's a slippery
That's
slope, my dude.
why I haven't done it. Because I remember being so upset. I've like scoured the internet to try to figure out if I had done one piece of dialogue wrong. Because she's got a really nuanced character, right?
She has a lot of
She's a
dialogue.
very well
And
written
have
to
character.
get
work
her-
a lot to get her
And to
cured.
get her to the cure, like it's
You
a
have to
very nuanced but
There's only one
amazing
path
story.
to get there, yeah.
And I did it without actually having to look up how. But then I was like, how the? And then I found out, oh no, you just can't marry her.
No.
So, like, Bethesda, like, legitimately knew they wrote, like, the best character that everybody role-playing is going to want to marry
on
this
top
character.
of that, she's a hot vampire.
Hot vampire! Who then you can cure,
Yeah. And it's like, it's the 2010s.
and she can
We
go
love
and raise
goth
my little
girls.
orphan I adopted off the street. Like,
You know what they did later? Resident Evil 8 came out, and what do they give us? A hot vampire.
That's true. See, they knew what they were doing.
Big lady.
so yeah, that's why I actually have never replayed Skyrim.
That's
Well,
funny.
Because I seriously, after
Download one
I was
mod.
upset
No.
for days, and at one point, in the midst of trying to figure it out, I like took a step back, and I was just like, "This isn't healthy.
This isn't gonna get her back.
I need to stop playing this game. I need to stop playing this game." And so I stopped.
Every second I'm playing this game, I'm just...
Like, this is not going to solve
I
my
was
broken
actually
heart.
upset.
Ugh.
I was so upset
I'm
that I
sorry.
just had to.
That's
like,
very
stop.
funny. Well, listen, you need to give Skyrim another try. It's real fun.
I just
But,
need to mod the heck out of it, though, is the problem. Because I have it.
yeah, I know.
The mod library is huge.
The problem
a
is
fun
installing mods
game.
in Skyrim is such a pain in the butt.
It's not anymore.
It
Yes,
really
it
isn't.
is.
It's... I
I
literally
did it on the
downloaded like
Switch,
5 more
dude. It is
mods.
not that
That's
bad.
because they streamlined it on consoles to make it easy to do.
Then play it on your console.
I don't wanna. I wanna play it on my computer.
Okay, well then plug in your...
Faster load times.
Okay, fine. Play it on your Xbox, so you've got the port for mods.
Did they
and
not just-
plug in your keyboard and mouse to your Xbox, and it works.
Faster load times.
Screw the load times. Easy mod access.
You don't understand.
I guess I don't.
You did not experience
been
The
a-
Witcher 3
I've
on
been
a
a peasant my
PlayStation
whole
4
life,
This
so-
is-
and then experience it on a computer.
This is going downhill fast, boys.
I'm
We need
just
to wrap
saying
this up.
that if that's the only thing keeping you back, then spare a little bit
The
of
only
your
thing
load
keeping
time.
me back
That's
is
all
that
I'm
I know
saying.
I will download that mod so I can marry that vampire. And I don't want to go down that road.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man.
It's just not a road I want to
Well,
go down.
You don't want to be able... It's like...
I mean,
bad.
Skyrim marriage is the most lackluster thing ever. They call you sweetie, and they live in your house. That's literally it.
And they
Unless
also
you
give you
download more
money.
mods.
Scott.
Yeah, see, that's the slippery slope.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Well, it takes this one marriage mod, and all of a sudden, you're in the same group of people that download all those mods. So it's just...
Tanner, I
Not
don't
worth
know what
it.
mods you're talking about. Go into
Also,
more detail.
I am
I'd
a
rather
strong,
not.
independent Dovahkiin, and I don't need no woman.
Getting straight. I haven't been married in a
Ain't no
Skyrim
milk drinker.
playthrough probably since my first.
I've
one.
actually never gotten married in a Skyrim playthrough because I wasn't about to marry
Really?
Lydia.
That's why you married Jardis Sword Maiden.
No, she's ugly.
They're
Married-
all ugly.
Mary.
Serena-
Hey,
Serena-
Serrano wasn't.
in Riverwood, there's that one chick that you can like
No,
do
dude,
the
she
quest with
ratchet.
for
It
$5
doesn't
or
matter.
whatever,
Here's
and then
the-
take his girl.
Here's the actual thing.
That is funny.
and
I knew-
invite him to your wedding because he's a follower. So
That
you come
actually
to the
is
wedding.
pretty funny.
Here's the actual thing.
That's why
I
married
knew
her.
there was other NPCs you could marry in the game. I did not care about the marriage mechanic at all.
Until Serrano.
I was like low key in love with this stupid NPC.
Wait.
Ugh.
So you adopted a child.
Two.
You had 2 children.
Yeah. I
You
had a
just
house.
left them at home alone.
She had a pet fox.
That's like half the reason I ever get married in that game is because I'm like, I need to get married before I adopt children.
Dude,
because I'm the most
these
absent father in
freaking
the
orphans
entire world.
A
These-
fox?
These freaking
Yeah, they
orphans.
can get pets.
Yeah. I came home one time and
I've
my daughter
never-
was like, I found a fox, can I keep it? And it's this little demon looking at me like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I usually
Jeez.
get a mud crab. Like kids will just be like, "Can I have a pet mud crab?" And I'm like,
I guess I'm not
I don't
home
like
enough
it, for
for
sure.
that stuff to prompt. I guess. Usually whenever I would run home after being, playing Skyrim, being absent from your home for a week and a half,
yeah,
and
being
not
like
slept,
the worst father.
I
in the
stumble
entire
in the
world.
house and my kid runs up to me and says, Daddy, can I have my allowance? And I'm like, sure, have 10,000
Yeah,
seconds.
right.
And then I walk
Like, it's a replace
upstairs
the love you're
and
not
I
getting.
put my
Well,
dragon
here's the
bone and
thing.
scales away
Here's
and I
the thing.
leave.
Yep.
Like,
Here's the thing.
Yep.
I don't need a wife to hang out at my house to take care of my kids
But they
because
give you money,
because
they do
one,
give you money and cook
two reasons.
stuff.
Two reasons.
and you can sell stuff to them.
I can sell stuff to anybody in Skyrim.
Yeah, but they have money.
I can rob anybody in Skyrim.
Richer
true.
merchants mod. Everybody has 10,000 gold.
True.
It's just
Here's the two
complicated.
reasons why. Reason number one: that child was running around as a hobo. She clearly knows how to survive just fine.
Oh yeah.
So
I
having
always
a home
adopt
for her to
too.
live in, she'll be okay. Reason number two: Lydia is the worst follower ever, and I always dismiss her, and she goes and hangs out in...
Lydia's a great follower.
No, she attacks everything.
She has terrible
Lydia
sneak,
sucks.
too.
That's true. She does have bad
She
sneak.
has terrible sneak, so if you're trying to be stealthy at any point, she will run out and smack.
And
you
frankly, here's the thing. I'm the Dovahkiin, alright? I don't need anybody else killing stuff. That's my job.
That's my XP.
I am on the way to being a god. Ain't nobody taking my XP from me. So number 2, Lydia sucks. I dismiss her every time. And she hangs out at your house if you dismiss her.
At Breeze.
So in my head, because Breeze Home,
should live,
whatever.
yeah.
I've only ever built the Lake Manor like once because I just didn't care to engage with the building systems. It takes too freaking long.
It takes so.
Last time I decided to do it, I downloaded the unlimited building mod and just built the house.
Free craft, baby.
But it still takes like 2 hours.
It still takes time.
Even just clicking through. But anyways, so yeah, so I did that. So in my head, Lydia just hangs out and takes care of my kids.
Okay.
She's my nanny.
Sure.
She's your nanny with a steel sword on her hip.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's Skyrim.
Dang straight.
Whatever.
If I hired a nanny these
strong Northern
days, I'd
woman.
want her to have a revolver on her hip too. So,
Yeah. Also, I 100% I guess I did do it twice where I built Breeze Home. Or not Breeze Home. I built
Lake
the
Manor.
Lake Manor. I did not move my kids out there. I was like, this is my house.
Oh, man,
this
kids.
is your vacation house from your kids.
They can live in Breeze Home. Well, yeah.
Keep them in the city walls. They're
You know,
safe.
it's funny because you really are like the definition of I'm just going to go out and get a pack of cigarettes kind of dad. Because it's like, all right, I'm home. This is fun. I'm just going to go out and finish a quest really quick. And
It's
then you're
like,
gone
what
for
am I
like
gonna
a
do?
month and
Do
a
you want me
half.
to just sit at home and play hide and seek with you? Or do you, like, there are dungeons to plunder, there are undead to kill,
you got
there
other
are
kids to play
dragons
with.
terrorizing the world,
You've
there's
got-
dragons to ride.
That's true.
And also, they live in Whiterun, where there are like 2 other kids running around that often play tag, so they can
There's
play
that
with
little
the other infinite
absolute...
children. Yeah, who's like, don't think I respect you because you're my elder. I know people that have downloaded mods to kill kids just to kill that kid.
Yeah,
I've seen that too,
I've
actually.
never done that.
I think that's
Just
really
to
bad, but
bash
it's
his
funny.
head in. I totally get it. He's
I've
such
for
a
sure
jerk
never
for
done
no
that.
reason.
Did you know that if you kill a kid's parents, you can adopt that kid?
you-
They're an orphan.
Can I make him an orphan, adopt him, and then tell him to leave just over and over and over?
Well, you can tell them to leave. You can't do that with the kids once you adopt them.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
You can dismiss your adopted children.
Bet you
yes,
cannot.
you can.
An unadopted child.
You
No,
can.
you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you
Dude,
cannot.
It's like Stardew Valley. If you have in Stardew Valley, you can turn them into doves and start over. Like you can just say, "Screw you,
You
guys."
can turn your kid into a dove?
You can turn your kids into doves, and then like
I
on the
do not
26th,
believe
if you
you.
watch your TV, there will be like a scary doll that shows up on the TV that says, "Why did you abandon us?" And then like bats will attack you in your home. Stardew Valley has levels to it, dude.
What?
I'm telling you guys, we should play it sometime. It'd be so much fun. But regardless, yes, in
What's
Skyrim,
worse, turning your kid into a dove or just
Kicking them to
unadopting
the
them?
Just be like,
Are
yeah,
you-
this whole
you can
mom
fact
dad
check
thing
me
isn't
later.
working out. Sorry.
It's like I've been gone.
That is
for a
how
week
you
and
make a
half.
criminal.
I mean, and you know what? He's already a
This
delinquent.
is the supervillain
Yeah.
origin story.
This is the origin story.
Elder
of how he
Scrolls
becomes
6
a member
is
of the
gonna be-
Thieves Guild.
Hey, Dovahkiin has to raise kids and abandon them so he has more bandits to kill in the future, okay? So,
Holy shoot, Jared!
Elder Scrolls 6, the main villain's gonna be the child you unadopted.
Oh my gosh! All right,
Oh,
we
man.
need to finish this.
We
I'm tired.
spiraled
hey, thanks
so
for
hard.
coming to our Dark Souls
Thank you
podcast.
for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah,
We have spiraled so hard.
it's your fault for bringing up Skyrim.
I just have to mention, I'm officially on the Halo Infinite hype train now.
Yeah,
I need the internet
that'll
to
be
know
great.
it.
We're talking about that when it comes out. Absolutely.
Probably
Tomorrow? Question mark?
tomorrow question. Well, I mean, I'll try to get this uploaded tomorrow. So today question mark.
Yeah, by the time this is uploaded,
Monday, November
Scott might be
15th,
playing.
question mark?
Scott might be calling in sick at work and playing Halo.
I already played the tech demo
I
a
probably
couple
already
months
am.
ago. It was a lot of fun. I'm excited.
I probably already am not working tomorrow, so I'm kind of crossing my fingers it comes out because I'll have the whole day.
Yeah. Anyways,
We'll see.
thanks for coming. I need to get my PlayStation back from Chris. You
Yeah.
God of War.
This is fun. As always, give us feedback if you listen to this. You don't have to comment or something, because if you're listening to this, you know who we are. So just send us a message or something.
There's
and be
no way
like,
you don't know who we
hey,
are.
this sucked. Or just be like, hey, this was okay. I liked this part. I didn't. We won't get our feelings hurt. We are enjoying talking about this.
We're gonna keep doing it.
We would like
regardless.
to make it enjoyable to listen to as well.
Yeah. Please give us feedback.
Yes. Like, seriously, any feedback. So,
Except don't
Yeah.
talk about video games, because we'll just ignore that. We're going to keep talking about video games.
Well-
We'll talk about other stuff, too, maybe in the future.
I could talk about
but this
Star
one's not.
Wars for a long time. But, at any rate, yes, if you've listened this far, thank you for listening. And, we love you. And
Don't say that.
Well, I love whoever listens to this. If they got an hour into you talk, if they got past the point where we're talking about falling in love with Skyrim NPCs, they are a good person. I'm grateful for
They
you.
were born with us.
So yeah, thanks for listening, and we will see you all next time around.
I don't love any of you as much as Serana.
Oof.